Hello, my name is Joshua Whiteland. I'm a United States Army retired infantry veteran, and I just recently attended a week-long advanced retreat with Dr. Joe Dispenza in Cancun, Mexico. I wanted to make a video of a testimony of how that impacted my life, and I also wanted to express my gratitude and thanks to the organizations that made that possible. First of all, I'd like to thank the Sacred Heart Healing Center for making this opportunity available, for Jim leading the way through his testimony, through their organization of healing, and their scholarship opportunity that they offered to attend one of these retreats free of charge. I'd also like to thank the Give to Give Foundation for facilitating that opportunity for me. There's so much gratitude, and there's so many experiences I experienced there that I don't think that I could make a long enough video to express all of that. But to sum it up, Dr. Joe talks to us about, not telling ourselves the same old stories, that, we can tell ourselves a new story, that we can reprogram our lives and who we are. And I take that, very importantly, very seriously. And I'm very sincere about that. But at the same time, I think, it does it justice to give a little bit of backstory, and I'm going to try to do that without re-experiencing or reliving those stories. But for the most part, I grew up in Wichita Falls, Texas. My parents divorced when I was young. I went through some child abuse growing up. I quickly entered into drugs and alcohol in my teenage years. I dropped out of school. I joined the military when I was 17, the Army, in 2003. I immediately deployed and did multiple operations across the world. I got married, had kids. I never really, worked on anything. I always just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I retired. I ended up getting divorced. I retired from the Army. I went to work for a large corporation. I had gone to finish college while I was in the military, and I had stopped drinking for a period of time, but I quickly retreated back into drugs and alcohol because I was struggling with many things, but I didn't feel like anything was helping, but I believed that there was something more. Definitely the drugs and alcohol weren't helping, but I couldn't quit doing that. I couldn't find an answer. I couldn't understand. I felt like I had to keep validating and living this story, this past life, I guess, that that was the truth, that was my truth. I ended up getting sober. Shortly after that, I went through through Alcoholics Anonymous, and got sober and started a spiritual journey. And I had been, I'd been sober for about 2 years, and I still felt like there was more. I felt like there was a lot of answers that I was getting, but I just felt like, this can't be it. The Sacred Heart Healing Center had put out a newsletter, and my aunt, who follows them very closely, had sent it to me and said, "Hey, Josh, I think you might be interested in this." And I looked at it, and I saw it was a doctor. They were offering a scholarship to a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, and I had been watching a lot of Gaia TV, and I had been doing some spiritual work on my own, but I felt like I couldn't figure out all the pieces. I felt like I would find a piece, and I would say, yes, this is something, and then I would I would maybe find another piece, but I couldn't fit it. I couldn't put them together. I couldn't find the exact thing that I was looking for. And when I received this email from my aunt, I immediately wrote the Sacred Heart Healing Center. I applied for the scholarship and immediately was accepted. And I just tried to be as honest, as I could be. I was able to remove the drugs and alcohol, but I was still struggling with these, I guess you'd call them old ideas, and these old stories I was telling myself. I didn't know necessarily what it was. They talk about it as post-traumatic stress and different things like that, but I couldn't pinpoint how I could change my thinking or change my experience. So I got accepted, and shortly after that, it worked out that I could go to the Cancun retreat. And I watched a lot of Dr. Joe's videos prior to. Also, another big deal, I did not know how to meditate. In the other spiritual program that I'm in, we always talk about prayer and meditation. And I would always just kind of do my own way of that. I mean, it didn't have any instructions on how to meditate. And everybody kind of talks, we pray and meditate in the morning. And I was too scared to ask, well, what is that? What mark am I trying to hit, or what am I trying to do? And when I went to the retreat and Dr. Joe started talking, it just lit me up. I felt like everything that he was saying, I related to in a monumental way. I felt like the science that he was talking about. I always used to tell people that when I was a little kid, I remember being a little kid. I remember laying in my bed at night to try to go to sleep. I remember, being in my imagination, and I remember, creating different worlds in my imagination. At the time, a show was out called Sequest, and it's a submarine show, and I used to imagine being in this submarine and operating a submarine, and I would find a lot of peace just with myself. As I grew older, I was kind of told to stop doing that, that I need the real world's out here, and I need to, I guess, grow up. And when I went to Dr. Joe's retreat, a lot of the information that he was saying made me relate back to that childhood. And I was like, no, it's wrong. The ideas are wrong. That what I was doing as a kid, I already knew how to do. And I got lost. Trying to do something else, or trying to use something outside in this world to put inside of me so that I could feel better. Since the retreat, it has changed all that. As we meditated and I learned about energy centers, and I began to activate those energy centers, those lower energy centers, and I began to feel all of those. I began to feel all of those emotions from the war, from my past, and instead of viewing it as in a way of regret or resentment, I was able to look at it from a place of gratitude and worthiness, and I was able to use that energy. And suddenly, I felt that energy in meditation go to my heart, and that it's like it unlocked a door. It's like it cracked open. That's the only way, the words I know how to describe it. It cracked my heart wide open. And I felt so much immense love. I felt so much immense peace. I felt that I could use all of these things that I felt like I was trying to get away from, and what Dr. Joe refers to them in my lower energy centers, like 1, 2, and 3. All these things, I can use those as energy the best the words I can use to describe it is like charging my heart. And I began to charge my heart. And as I moved that up through energy center 5 and into energy center 6, it was like this immense amount of energy that I was able to to put, as they talk about, into the quantum field. I was able to just to love, and I was able to imagine, and it was just such a setting free experience. And Dr. Joe said, who are you going to be? What stories are you not going to tell, anymore about yourself? And I'm paraphrasing. And one of those stories is, I used to always have to talk about my child abuse. I always had to talk about the war. I always had to talk about some of these experiences, and to get this outward validation, and also of my alcoholism and drug addiction. And I was just told myself, I was like, I'm not going to keep telling these stories anymore. This is not who I am. I'm a loving, courageous guy that has a massive heart, and I'm a co-creator, and I'm free, and I don't have to believe these old ideas any longer. And who do I want to be, and what reality do I want to create? That idea, just knowing that I don't have to tell those stories anymore, and who do I want to show up as today? Just every morning asking myself, okay, Josh, who are you showing up as today? And being that guy. And then suddenly I just, I don't know. I'm sure Dr. Joe could explain it, but I didn't feel like I needed to carry that stuff around anymore. I'm still grateful for my life. I sometimes think of it as like a scar. I can talk about a scar, but a scar doesn't hurt me anymore. And I don't need validation for it. I don't even need to talk about it anymore at all. I can be myself. I can be who I was meant to be. The last part of the meditation retreat, we did coherence healing. And I was a healer, and I just so much enjoyed it. I enjoyed becoming the mystic. I enjoyed stepping into these ideas I've had since I was a child. And I realized we did a walking meditation. We came in to heal the Heelys, and we sat down, and I was so sincere. I felt so much sincere, and I was trying to take what I had learned, and I was trying to gather all the energy from those lower energy centers, and to charge my heart as big as it could possibly be. And tears are running down my face, and I just feel so worthy and so grateful. And then I just realized it. I was sitting there, and we're doing the healing, and I just realized everybody's getting healed. And there's not a Healy or a healer. That all the energy and all the love, that everybody's worthy. And it was just such an immense experience, and I'm just so grateful. And I'm very encouraged to continue to work. I've actually signed up for my own to go to some more retreats, to do some more work with Dr. Joe. And I've also, I have some meditations that I've downloaded from his website, and continue to practice in the mornings. And I'm just, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited to be here right now. I'm so excited just to talk on this video, and to have this experience. And again, I want to thank you, Dr. Joe Dispenza. I want to say thank you to Jim and Jana from Sacred Heart Healing Center. And I want to also send a special thank you out to Give to Give Foundation. Veronica, she was absolutely amazing at facilitating this experience. And I look forward to my life today. I love the life I love today. And I just want to say thank you.